Hey guys, well, there's no one here yet. Let me get live chat set up. And while I'm waiting, let me slide this up. Put on do not disturb, because I will get a call. Let's see. Let's see if they send out the notifications. Jeremy is just always one of the first ones on here. What's up, Mr. Thorne? I gotta put this back outside. Grover, you came in before the coffee in my what's the TV show? The Expanse. The same coffee cups they use in The Expanse. I love these little things. Hang on a second. Yes, insulated. They don't get hot. Stainless steel inside. Don't get any funky taste. Hey Yuka, can you get these online? The little coffee cups? The little thermos cups? Do they have them online?
No, those are the company.
Taco's company? The bank? Can't get them. But I mean, they get them somewhere. I guarantee they get them somewhere. We got tall ones for like drinks. These are for like, I put whiskey in mine. Whiskey and ice. Keeps it nice cold. And then you can get them. I'm sure you can get them. I just don't know from where. I mean, obviously they got them. He works at a bank. It's not like these where he works. So I'll find out. I'll figure something out. We have, hang on a second, I'll show you the other one. We have the big ones for beer too. Same thing. But they're really good for coffee. No one's here. No one's talking. What am I missing here? I guess I'll make do with IKEA stock pots. Yeah, they're pretty nice. And my CPAP mask, those lines just wind up being permanent. So what's everybody doing today on this glorious Thursday? Oh, what a sweet wife. You skipped the intro so I wouldn't get a copyright claim. She's watching Bones. And if I had to edit a video here not too long ago, because it's just in the background, I still got a copyright. I had to take the video down and edit. Luckily, I still had the raw file. Couch cushions of the internet. I mean, they can't be that hard to find. Taking the dog to the dog park. Grover, where are you at that you're doing that? It's like, it's not even, it's just barely 8 o'clock here. Waiting for Friday. Yeah, well, I've got work I've got to do Friday and Saturday, probably. We'll see. I had to order belts so I can start on that guy's knife. I talked to him a few weeks ago. What's up, Matthias? But, oh, I forgot to get the dogger medicine. Hang on a second. Cayenne, come here. Cayenne, get up. Come here. I forgot to give her medicine last night, too. I gotta set an alarm. The dog has medicine she has to take twice a day, and I keep forgetting the nightly dose. Did you just send me a message? I'm gonna, yeah, I don't know if you, are you talking about getting the fillet knife back to you before next week? Because you're going camping? If that's the message, that's the one I got. And I think I responded saying, I think I responded saying that I would get them out either today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Open. Probably tomorrow morning. Oh, no, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I saw that you sent something to somebody was, we were on here. Nico was talking about it. It was when I was sharpening. So, yeah, it's probably going to be, I'll text you. It's going to be a medium flat rate box. So, we didn't add any shipping. There's nothing on the bench today. That's why I'm going to the shop, because I got everything sharpened. I have nothing else to sharpen right now. Nothing has come in. I was expecting, I had like 4 people talk to me, and I was expecting it to go further, but I haven't gotten a response. I sent pay structure and instructions and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, cool, I'll look at it, and then I haven't heard anything. And I do still have to do that Resenti, but that Resenti, a couple of these items that I'm working on today for refinish were kicked up because, like I said, if you pay the what do you call it? If you pay the express fee, your stuff goes to the head of the line, or the head of the express, like goes into the express fee line, not necessarily. I'm tired today. And my ankle really hurts. It sucks. I'm trying to get it stretched. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I woke up, my ankle hurts. I'm like, what the fuck? Did I sprain my ankle in my sleep? But no, I got nothing really to work on. Oh, I saw that. My sister sent me that. You put your CPAP mask and hose in this. The problem is, I don't think I could use it, sis. The hose would go down here because it goes down the tail of the face hugger, and I can't do that. I roll mine up so it's up and over. So I actually just smeared THC and CBD cream all over my ankle, and it's starting to have an effect, and it's starting to help. I can't stand the hose being down here. I get it wrapped up, and then I'm fighting with it, and it's ugly. If I take the hose and I rotate it up because it swivels and up and over, I'm fine. So I don't think I'd be able to use it. It looks cool. It's a cool idea, but I couldn't do it. I would fucking lose my mind. Because when I roll around in my sleep from side to side, that's right, he's got the one with the, his has a clip for the hose, doesn't it? Mine doesn't. Mine's just the thing. Does his have the head clip for the hose? It's a weird looking thing, guys, if you've never seen it. So the CPAP vest goes on, and then it has a joint where you can rotate it around, and there's just a clip up here on the top of the hose, and it's fucking up over the back, and you're like, that looks weird. Because then how can you watch TV? Like, I lay down and I put my CPAP mask on, and I'll watch TV because I know I'm gonna fall asleep, and then I just fall asleep, and either the TV will turn itself off. I can't do the nasal pillows. It will blow out my mouth. I can't use the nasal pillows. Plus, I have a VPAP, and I use a lot higher pressure. You can't use the nasal pillows with that. You gotta use the full face. But yeah, it's a weird thing, guys. Some of the CPAP masks you'll see. There's one that's got a dial to adjust the tension and shit like that. You know, they measure your neck size. See, I don't have like the issue with me is not the, like, there's 2 kinds. There's called obstructive apnea, and that's where, like, if you're like overweight and things like that, or if you have excess material in your nasal passages and your airway, it'll close shut, like it falls over and closes shut, and that's why sitting up helps. I don't really have that issue so much. What I have is called, so there's obstructive, and then there's another one, and I can't think of what it's called, but it's where your brain just doesn't send the signal. So my brain tries to kill me while I'm sleeping. And I'll just stop breathing, and so mine is a VPAP, which is a ventilator, passive airway thing, and so it just blows down. I gotta refinish a couple knives. I had a couple knives I gotta refinish, and I wanna get started setting stuff up for heat treat on a couple knives so that I can get a hold of the people that have ordered them. So I need to do heat treat. Would like to do heat treat tomorrow and Friday because I got to do S125V and 20CV. So it's 2 different heat treats. I can't do them together. So I'm gonna try and get a handful of neck knives ready, and I only have a handful left, and then those will be the end of them, unless somebody picks that up as something that they want to make and sell. That'll be the end of the neckers, and then I only have a few Hornets left, and then that will probably be the last of the Hornets. So it's, I gotta refinish stuff. I figured that out on my somehow. It's just I gotta work on that knife with the koi on it, and then I have another knife here from a guy that he wants to see. Yes, centralized apneas. So I have another guy here that just wants to see how ceramic's gonna look on aluminum. I've already told him, I was like, look, if I blast this and strip it, I'm gonna tell you right now, the ceramic does not do as great a job as you're hoping. I've tried it on aluminum several times. It just does not conduct enough current to get a good coating. And so he's sure he still wants to try it. So we're gonna try the lock scale side of this. It's a 940 like mine. So unless I can talk him out of it today. He's got a green 940 that he wants black, and I'm like, I would almost be tempted to say send it back to Benchmade and have them do it. Oh, you guys want to talk about something? So Matt sent me this thing. There's a guy, and I'm kind of torn on this because I've heard some of the controversy about Rockwell. So this guy is Alchemy 1, and I was gonna do a big thing about this with the big stink about the Rockwell. What's up? Now we have something to actually talk about. I knew I would land upon a subject. So he does this Rockwell testing, and he uses an old school dial style Rockwell hardness tester, which are not bad, but there's a whole lot of variance in that called parallax, where it just depends on how you're looking at it. And it doesn't matter if your stuff's calibrated, and 2 different people using, and there's been, if you have 2 different people using the same machine, you're gonna get 2 different results. And I'm not saying they're not soft, but what I'm saying is this guy is being ultra critical. And you guys know, like, if I thought it's Benchmade, guys. Like, you guys know that I would be all over this like a fat kid on a donut if it wasn't for the fact that the way he's presenting it is as if it's empirical. And it's not. Here, I got you, babe. It's not. I'm eating this last bite of egg and ham. It's delicious. The problem with it is there's so much variance in that Rockwell testing procedure and the scale, and especially using an old school dial type tester. I mean, you don't have to be real analytical to think about this, because as much as I like Matt Freeman, Big Kitty, he wasn't a real big thinker. And he was a really smart guy, but he wasn't like educated in science and stuff like this, like some of the other people that I've talked to about the same subject. And he will tell you, he told you in a video, he said it in one of his videos one time, that the Rockwell test is very, very difficult to be precise on, because if you use that machine, one person could get a different result. He says they're gonna vary. You can test the same knife 3 or 4 times and get different varying results. So yes, the new ones are digital and they're automatic. So the old school ones, there was a test, you had to crank that thing down, and then you had to like, on a known hard, you had to center it and set it to 0, and then do a touch, and then set it to 0, and then crank. And if you screwed up any of those things, you're gonna get some variance. Now, I'm not saying that those Benchmades aren't soft. What I'm saying is, I don't want to use him as an example with that, I don't trust that that's a valid, I don't want to say it, I don't think it's a valid testing. I think that, yes, yes, you can get a lot from that, but the flip side of that too is there's like a 2-point variance. That's 2 points. So that's, if you're saying something's at 50, that means you have four in variance. So you can go 2 up and 2 down. So that's why a lot of times, that's why Rockwell is never in like 54.2. They always round it to the nearest one. And the fact is, that's why even like if you look at any knives that even guys like, yeah, and I think Benchmade should, but I don't think that, here's my point is, I'm not saying they're not soft. I'm not saying that 3V is outside of the realm. I'm just saying that the way that testing's conducted, and with him not putting up any of his credentials, because we don't know who this guy is. Yeah, he works at that shop. He might not be the guy that does the testing. I mean, yeah, he can say he is, but he might just be the guy that's doing it after hours because he's... Okay, what I'm saying is, like, I'm looking at the Alchemy 1 thing, but what I'm saying is, like, we don't know, I haven't seen any information about where he didn't test it on a verified metal shop guy did the test, only posted results. Okay, well still, like, I don't know who that guy is. My point is, there's a lot, using that Alchemy's 1 thing is not, I'm not gonna take data and information posted by someone because I don't know who did the testing for him. You know what I'm saying? I just know that someone did the testing, but until I know exactly who it is, where he works, and whether he's certified to do it and things like that, I'm not gonna put that information out. I've done enough disservice to myself by putting out information that was incorrect because I used what I thought was a trusted source. We ain't doing that anymore. I'm not even going to, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying the controversial. I'm not saying that it's not a controversy. I'm not saying it shouldn't be investigated, but until I know who did the test, that they're certified. Like I said, you know, that guy that's doing the testing has got to be using that equipment after hours, because I don't know anybody at work, any place I've ever worked would let me do something like that during working hours. He could be the guy that sweeps up the shop. Who knows? He might just be a fucking janitor that's a real big knife enthusiast and sees a Rockwell tester. He's like, I'll try this. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not, but I'm not saying he's not qualified, but I'm not saying he is qualified. Not saying, just saying. Know what I'm saying? And so that's why until I see something or find something that is more quantitative, I'm not going to. What was that? You don't need all that. Benchmade basically admitted they ran the steel too soft. Well, and the whole thing too is there's a lot of variance in that Rockwell scale. People take that Rockwell scale too far. If you buy a Sebenza or any other Reeve knives on its little birth certificate, there'll be a variance of in that range of usually about 2. Yeah, exactly. So I 100% agree that there's something wrong with a lot of the Benchmade heat treats. I actually have not been carrying it because it irritates me. My S30V 940 is chipping all the time. It's just chips with the slightest use. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of variables in that. And I'm not trying to discount the fact that the guy did some research and has a friend that probably did some research for him, but... What's up, Cody? How's that mastitis? So the mastoid, Cody has an inflammation in what is considered an extension of the sinuses. It's some people call it a gland, but it's actually a sinus cavity back here that can be caused, an infection can be caused from inner ear into the mastoid, and it sucks. It hurts, don't it, Cody? It just makes your head feel like it's gonna come apart. Yeah. Woo! So military docs probably undiagnosed an inner ear infection that moved its way into the mastoid sinuses, which I'm not gonna lie, I've had it before and it fucking hurts. It just feels like your head's gonna come apart. Like, oh God, it's gonna pop. What's up, Joshua? So they got you on, they gave you IV antibiotics. Were you running a pretty good fever and it felt like your head was gonna, what it feels like is when you picture like the guys that crush the watermelon, pop the watermelons. Yeah, it just feels like your head's gonna, it just feels like when they put all those rubber bands around a watermelon in those videos, that's what your head fucking feels like. Like it's gonna come apart. And you kind of wish it would because then it'd stop hurting. I'll tell you what's actually worse than that. It's the only one that like that really hurts. But as far as like pain in the face and head region, the only one I've had that was worse. If you guys note the change in shape on this side of my face versus this side, I got my orbital bone broken and the upper sinus broken clear along, so the orbital bone around the eye. I got it broken once in a bar fight, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that was about the worst. And so when I had all that damage to my face here a few years ago, my wife saw it. That's where I got this scar. We won't get into that, what happened, but she's like, we might need to go to see a doctor. You might have broken the bone. And I was like, I didn't break the bone. She said, well, how do you know? I was like, because I've broken those bones before. And I can tell you right now, when you push here and you don't pee yourself, it ain't broken. Because when I broke it that time, I went up. Oh, I'm going to throw up. I got some facial scarring. Luckily, I don't scar badly. Like in the mornings, you can kind of see it, but that was a pretty bad. And then I split my eyebrow. Well, I didn't split it. I had it split for me, but you can see it, that scar there. There was more than one. There were several. And I got to a point where I was done fucking getting the shit kicked out of me, and I just turtled up on the ground and put my face down to the ground as far as I could, got my hands up along the side of my face to try and protect, got kicked in the top of the head, and I put my legs together as tight as I could and then put my dick and balls on the pavement, because you can't kick them that way, but you definitely can kick ribs and hips. And I had a great big footprint on my side where I got stomped. Not fetal. You don't want to get fetal. Where's appendicitis? I've never been stung by a stingray. So apparently your sunscreen did not protect against dangerous rays. There's a crocodile hunter meme. Oh, the infection after. Yeah, you can get some bad infections from stingray. They a lot of times will have the bacteria that causes the necrotizing fasciitis. Big name for a really bad infection that just eats skin and flesh. This is my last cup of coffee because this was a full pot and I'm the only one that's drank any of it, and I probably need to stop. So, yeah, I'm, the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm basically just waiting. I've got some stuff packed up. I want to see if I can finish this one knife. Damn. I want to see if I can finish this one knife today and then be done. And once I'm done with that, if I get it done today, I'm gonna pack it up first thing tomorrow and send everything at once. If I don't get it today, then it's just not gonna go out till next week. But I wanna see if I can get it done today. And if I can, we're gonna. Cody's not smart enough to be allowed near nukes. He's a weapons guy. He hits stuff with a hammer. He's the Air Force equivalent to me. Like he's an upgraded monkey. I think it's probably his antibiotics. Oh yeah, I didn't take this. So guys, I have had to go back on my injectable. I had to go back on my injectable, what do you want to call them? Immunosuppressors. I'm not happy about it. Because not only does it make me miserable, I get one of the rare side effects where I gain weight. It has some off-the-wall side effects for certain people. I gain weight. I also started taking my seizure medicine again because the doctor said it was a good idea. And so I take Topamax, which causes, if you've noticed that like words aren't happening, words are hard. Later, Dwayne, I had to start taking that stuff again, and it causes a chemically induced form of aphasia where I know the word I want, I just can't make it come out. So if you guys happen to notice that, it's gonna be a few weeks of that. I hope, because it never went away the last time. Some people don't get that side effect lasting. They adjust to the seizure medicine. I do not. I continue to, yeah, I'm getting frustrated right now because I am trying to find the word. I will continue to have this problem as long as I take that medicine. So it gets a little bit better, but for me, it doesn't ever go away. And there's another sad thing that happens is it makes carbonated beverages taste bad. Any carbonated beverage, I don't care what one it is, it makes things taste different. And so therein lies the problem as I like beer. And I can't, at this point, find a beer that tastes right. I drank some Miller Lite. It's not bad. There was a beer that a place down the road from the shop used to make, and they don't make it anymore, and it was a Czech Pilsner, and it actually did not have that weird taste associated with it. And we're doing a feeling out period as to, no, absolutely not. Oh no, it's gotta be like a light, it can't be a heavy beer. The heavier the beer, the sweeter, the worse it tastes. Like literally, I took it, last time I was on a round of these, I was like, oh, I'll get a Torpedo, Sierra Nevada Torpedo IPA, the double IPA. And I opened that thing up, took a drink, and I was like, put that down the sink. It was bad, like it literally made me want to gag. And my buddy was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, it's so bad. Ugh. You drink it. He's like, is something wrong with it? I was like, probably not. He took a drink. He's like, there's nothing wrong with this. I was like, I know. I don't like stouts to begin with. I probably will stick to Miller Lite's not too bad. There's a couple other like Pilsners. I mean, I can drink PBR because it already tastes bad. I mean, it's not going to be any worse. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's still PBR. So, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I have to stick to if I'm going to drink beer. I mean, I'm going to try a few other kinds of beer and see. Coors Light, no. Coors Banquet is okay. That's what I was wondering is some of the hard ciders, but sometimes it just makes, and I can't describe what it makes them taste like. It just doesn't taste right. Pepsi, Coke, can't drink those either. I had to drink a Coke My wife had left a little bit. I took a drink. I was like, oh, no, that too? Oh, it's bad. So I don't drink much soda anyway. Ciders can be a little weird. I mean, yeah, whiskey. But yeah, it's a weird, there's some weird side effects that go with it. And the worst is like, because I do YouTube. And so you can probably go back and find the videos from the last time I was on the meds and see the definite difference. What was that? I have some shit that's up here. I need to stop by. There's a place here in San Diego called Wine, Hops, and Good Food. And it used to be called Belcero Liquor, and they literally have so much whiskey on the one wall that they have a ladder that goes up probably 20 feet, and it's on wheels, and you can roll it. It's like the old library style thing. It might have been an old library, but the place has shelves going up like 20, 30 feet. There was, we went there the one time, and there was this really cute girl wearing tight pants, and I was there with my buddy Clint, and he was picking stuff because the further you go up, the more expensive it gets. And he kept sending this poor girl up the ladder. I was like, dude, you know you're not buying any of that. And he goes, yeah, you see her ass when she's going up the ladder? I was like, you know she's gonna catch on to this. He's like, yeah, I know. I need to fucking find something on the middle shelf and pay for it because it's gonna get old with her real quick. I was like, I mean, he did. He bought something that was very expensive. And it was the best thing we'd ever had in our lives. He bought a double barrel it was a Tom and Towel 18-year-old Space Egg Glenlivet that had been matured for an extra 2 years in a sherry cask. And I just got goosebumps thinking about that whiskey. As much as he and I used to drink, that bottle of whiskey, I'm not joking, I have goosebumps thinking about how good that whiskey was. That's why I know I can't ever let myself just have free access to alcohol. I can't ever just, if I get rich, I'll drink myself to death. That's what's gonna happen. It took us a year to drink that bottle of whiskey. That's how good it was. We would give ourselves one drink of it every couple months, and we're like, put that in the back, way back in the back, on whiskey stones, like maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of water. We had it down to a science. And there it is again. I just remembered. But, oh my God, it was so good. I know they have it. Ashton, I'll take you up there. We'll go up there sometime if they still have it. I also, one time, got a bottle of Crown Royal XO in a red box. Somebody, it was a friend of mine, sent it to me from Colorado or someplace like that. And I was like, this is delicious. And I had it in my crystal decanter and all that stuff because I wanted to get rid of the box and the bottle. I had the decanter. It wasn't sweet though. That's what I was getting ready to say. It was not like any other Crown Royal I had. I drank all of it in like 2 days. I was like, that was delicious. And I went back, and so I went there, and I was like, hey, do you guys have that Crown Royal XO in the red box? And she was like, yeah, we do. I was like, how much is it? She's like, it's $135 a bottle. I was like, I don't need it that bad. Last time we drank Crown together, I went outside at like 1 o'clock in the morning with Dad and was shooting the fucking 44 Magnum at the goddamn burn barrel. Woke you guys up and like, what the fuck is going on? Because Dad was drinking with us, and I went down to the basement, and we were shit-faced because he was down in the basement drinking mead and Ezra Brooks, and we went out and shot the goddamn burn barrel with that 44 Magnum fucking hand cannon that I've got here at the house now. That was a fun night. Me, you, and Dan, and not gonna lie, I believe that also was the night that I smoked weed even though I was still a government employee because I was quitting soon. Dirty dudes and firearms. You know, they say that firearms and alcohol don't mix. But the fact is that they say that, and it's absolutely incorrect. They mix too well. That's the problem. You just have too much fun. And then when you're having too much fun, something bad is going to happen. It always does. Guys, I'm thinking about, because it's getting long, it's not long enough to do it yet. I've had it long enough to do it, but I'm thinking about, like, if you find my Reddit profile or my 9gag profile, I have a handlebar. I'm gonna get some wax and handlebar my mustache. Just gotta let it grow. Problem is, like, it sucks because to get it that long, you gotta start training it now, and it's in your mouth for the first couple weeks. It's just like always, just like. Or I just do the whole Sam Elliott thing again and just shave the entire beard off and then just have that great big womb broom, push broom mustache. It's in my mouth now. It's driving me nuts. Because I can grow a hell of a fucking mustache. I'm sure you guys saw the picture in one of the videos. Like, you guys always want to know what I looked like without a beard. And so I showed the picture of me with just that fucking, yeah, he still is. He's not dead, right? Sam Elliott's not dead. Please tell me Sam Elliott's not dead. I couldn't have missed that. Yeah, I was gonna say he's alive. But I can grow my beard. This doesn't grow as fast, but once it does start to grow, it's like it catches up. But I've had this clear down to where I was like, oh, it's time to trim it. Why? I buttoned it in my shirt. Yeah, it was fucking epic. And then my buddy, my best friend took that picture and he turned it into a meme and he says, who's this? This top said, bitch, please. My mustache has a bigger dick than you do. I don't have a chin. That's the whole point of the beard, is I come from a long line of chinless men. We have big Adam's apples that end, my Adam's apple ends right here, so I don't have room for a chin. My dad didn't have one. Not even when I was skinny did I have a chin. I could look like a Muppet without a beard, bro. I got this one right there. See that little nick in it? Or it looks like it folds? One of the first times I was doing anything at Ferrum Forge after hours. I was allowed to stay after everybody left, and I was working on some shit. I think I was doing get ready to do anodizing, and I was working on Scotch Brite wheel to orange peel something. And I dropped the workpiece, and I bit down, and I got my ear. And I was like, oh, and it took a piece. Like, it ground it off. And it didn't bleed. It was like burnt, and I was like, oh, fuck, that hurt so bad. And I have a nick where it took cartilage. It's gone. Yeah. It wasn't as much fun. It wasn't as much fun as it sounds. Guys, I'm gonna cut this at 9. Wife's getting ready to go to work. I'm gonna get changed into some work clothes and grab my stuff and head up to the shop. And then see if I can get that stuff done. Ashton, did you get it to the shop and figure out what's wrong with your Stingray XL? There we go. Did you get to the shop and get that diagnosed? What was it? Did you get a bunch of crap? Oh. Did you crack your lock bar? I've cracked a lock bar on a knife before. It happens. A lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can cause it. A lot of things that can cause it. It just depends. I cracked a lock bar on... Oh... Have a good day at work, sweetie. Don't look at me like that. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm just waiting on traffic. I took the dog. Bye. Have a good day. Mom comes home tomorrow, time to do laundry. So you guys probably don't know this. My mom's sister has terminal. I mean, it's basically she has terminal cancer. I mean, there's no. I'm not gonna fucking try to sugarcoat it. My mom's sister has cancer, and it's a return of cancer she had before. Spinal cancer, but it was renal cancer that has metastasized and spread to other areas, because we all know cancer, like autoimmune disorders, do not like to stay in their own swim lane. And so you can have kidney cancer all over. So I'm getting heat from individuals that know me. They're like, "Oh, bro, you need to go home." And I'm like, "Bro, I couldn't make it home for my dad's funeral, let alone estranged family members I've talked to, and maybe twice in 20 years, maybe 3. I don't know. It has not been, you know." And here's the thing: I don't do fucking funerals. I don't do hospitals. I don't do sick. I don't like any of those things. It's a military thing. A couple places you're gonna have a hard time getting you fucking, if you've got friends or family that are in the military. A couple places you're gonna have a hard time getting them. Fucking funeral homes, hospitals. You can't get them in there. Like firemen and police, they don't do hospitals. They don't do funerals. And I've made the decision that I can't, 1, afford to go financially, 2, can't afford to go time constraint wise, because things are starting to pick up for the business. I mean, this week's been rough. I haven't gotten a single thing sent yet. Well, Barry's sending his stuff, but I haven't gotten anything in. So, you know, at what point do I, well, my cousin Ronnie, that's how he lives his life. I shouldn't say much. I can't say a lot there. I probably should just keep my mouth shut on that one. That's kind of how I live my life now, too. So I shouldn't be so exactly. We'll just leave that one be. We'll let that one sit. But I've never ridden a motorcycle drunk without a helmet. Or gotten so drunk that I got arrested because I fucking decided to pull into. Wasn't it him? Wasn't it Ron that fucking decided he was working up near Dayton and decided that he got drunk and lost and decided to drive on the, tried to drive on the installation there at Wright-Patterson and got stopped by the gate guard and then fucking took off. I had to get run down. Or was that was him? Yeah, that's. God damn, that's my family, y'all. Drunk driving, probably no seatbelt, beat up pickup truck, takes a wrong left, winds up on Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and then argues. Shot the Robo deer. Y'all don't live in an area where, see, the Robo deer. So what Robo deer is, allow me to elaborate on this. We have a poaching problem back home in Ohio. People spotlighting from trucks and shooting from cars and stuff like that. And so my deer cousin got caught shooting the Robo deer, not once, but twice. And so what it is, it looks like a deer and it kind of moves its head a little bit, but it's got a camera and it catches you as you're shooting at it. And I just realized I have a cupboard door that the screw is come completely out of, and it's about to come completely loose from the hinge. Yeah, but that's the Robo deer part. Give me a second, guys. I gotta fix this before somebody up and kicks it and knocks this completely off. When we bought this house, we knew it was old, but god damn, these cupboards are garbage. These cupboard doors, These cupboard doors are fucking horrible. And I mean, this house is old enough that, let me show you what we got here. This is still an item. Cutting board that pulls out of the, give you an idea how old the house is. But here's the thing. I never understood the necessity of having drunk and disorderly decided to try to fight his way out of jail at the intake. Yeah, I forgot about that one too. He ain't real big. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's wiry. I wouldn't want to tussle with him. I'd have to kill him because he's just too dumb to stop. So, that's the problem. So, the whole thing is like, my wife, she's like, oh, this house, this and that. And I was like, what does it not provide? What does this house not provide? And I'm like, I guess it's just a different mindset. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my wife grew up, they're fucking rich. I can't argue that. But I bought this house, and we've never missed a payment, none of that shit. We've been really good about taking all that. I missed a credit card payment by accident. Jesus Christ, that gets expensive. But my whole thing is, I look at her and I'm like, okay, I get it, but why? Is it just because we spent time in the military and we moved every couple years and you just got a new house that we moved into every few years? Because it's not like that now. And so the thing is, like, I'm like, okay, what does this house not provide? We got a roof over our head. We got a place to prepare food. We got a place to sleep. And other than that, very rarely are you even home. She's either on the ice early in the morning with the daughter. I mean, basically, I work from home, but I'm never in here except for the live feed. Most of the day I'm outside. So my whole thing is, like, I guess I'm just not, like, if I won the lottery right now, I don't know if I'd move. What the fuck else do I need? It's like my car. Everybody's like, man, your car, you can get a new car. And I'm like, why? This one runs and it does well and it gets good mileage and I fucking own it. I don't rent that motherfucker from the bank. It's mine, free and clear. I'm real close to owning the wife's car. Yeah, I was gonna say, we're not, I mean, but guns and knives, I mean, there are certain things you have to have. And I'm like, this house, there is nothing wrong with this house. Yes, the upstairs bathroom, bathtub floor, it looks bad. You know why? Because I fixed it. It had a crack in it. And so I fixed it with fiberglass mat and the fiberglass resin and all that, and I fixed it. I just didn't paint it, so it looks brown. And it looks brown because that's the color of the resin. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the bathtub. It just looks different. And I mean, don't get me wrong, she's as wealthy as she grew up. She is not real materialistic, but there's just certain things where it takes the paint you have to use. I gotta sand it and then prep it and then paint it and then sand it and paint it again. It's like a 3-day process. We can't go without a bathtub or shower for 3 days. I'm gonna have to wait until they're gone and it warms up a little bit where I can take showers at the pool house there, because right now it's too cold to be over there and take a shower in the evening. The water doesn't get that hot. And so I'm not a fan of taking fucking 52-degree showers. So I mean, like the cupboards. The cupboard looked like shit. They still look like shit. Except for these ones. And then like that crack right there. All that is, everybody's like, oh, your cupboards are trying to fall down. No, I've been up in there and looked. That's not trying to come loose. Nothing's come loose. All that is where the last couple of little earthquakes we had, the seal where it was painted cracked a little bit. They're going to Japan this summer, and I plan on spray painting and fixing that tub because I might want to put another coat. I've got a couple spots where it's chipping up a little bit. If I can take that off, put a new little layer of it further up, I'm going to sand everything and then paint it. All I need is the fiberglass. I need the fiberglass paint and primer and stuff like that, like you'd use on a car, and I'm just probably going to paint the whole thing. I'll just rough sand it with some 80 grit sandpaper and prime it and paint the whole fucking tub, and it'll look brand new. But it's frustrating, guys. I get frustrated because I try real hard and it just seems like there's never enough. It's just never enough. Even when I had the other job, guys, I quit an $80,000 a year job, and there just was never enough money. But it doesn't seem like we're. The fact is, I'm making way less, way less. But we're still getting by. So that tells me that we were spending money unnecessarily on stuff that we didn't need. No, I'm going to do the whole thing. But like I'm saying, I look at how much less we make now versus what we made before. And I'm like, we're still doing okay. The kid's still skating. Yes, with assistance of a lot of people, and I do appreciate it. But the fact is, we're making the house payments. We're making the car payments. There's food in the refrigerator. We still get to do things from time to time. Like, granted, we haven't been to Disneyland in a couple of years. But really, the fact is, I don't want to go to Disneyland with them doing all this construction and all this new stuff. So there's stuff we still do, and I don't see that our quality of life has diminished at all. So, morning, Southern Boy. I don't even know who this is, but so you're coming in right at the end of it because I'm getting ready to end it. I might give it another 9 minutes, make it a full hour. We haven't done an hour live feed in a few days. I guess we did. Noonie. So, quality of life is not diminished. I'm stressed, but the fact is, I'm stressed because I think about, how am I going to continue to do this as things get more expensive? So, no, see? And here's the thing, my wife is less like that than a lot of women. One time I got her a blender. That was her birthday. And I came back to the ship and I was like, I went at lunch and I told the guys, I was like, hey, I got to go to lunch. I got to go to the exchange. I got to pick up my wife's birthday present. I know what she wants. She already told me. And I was like, I'm going to go pick it up. I'll be right back. And I came back in a box. It was all wrapped up. And I put it on my locker on the ship. And they were like, no, not really, because Disneyland, I can get tickets to Disneyland real cheap at the base. And so we had, I put this big box in the locker, and all guys were like, "Oh wow, what'd you get your wife?" And I was like, "Exactly what she asked for. She asked for a new blender. She even told me what one she wanted. We looked at it in the exchange catalog that they had come out. It was on sale, and it was like, I got her a blender that she wanted. And the guys were like, "Oh, dude, you fucked up. You fucked up." It's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "When a woman says they want a blender, they really want a tennis bracelet." And I'm like, "Nah, with my wife, I'm pretty sure if she said she wanted a blender, she wanted a blender." Like, no, you're fucking up. And I was like, let me iterate to you a story. I bought her a tennis bracelet once. It's still in the safe, by the way, because I special ordered it. I was coming back from Iraq. I got it ordered at the exchange system in Bahrain and sent after it was made, because it was something that they had some company that was doing. And I got it sent to Japan, and I picked it up when I came back, and I gave it to her as a present, and she got mad because I had spent like $800 on a piece of jewelry. She doesn't wear jewelry. She wanted me to take it back, and I was like, I can't take it back. I special ordered it. And so I was telling them that, and they're like, really? And I was like, yeah. So when she tells me she wants a fucking blender, it means she wants a goddamn blender. She told me one year for Christmas that she wanted one of those Eureka battery-powered electric brooms, just so she didn't have to break out the vacuum cleaner to do the tile and stuff. I got that thing for her, and I got it wrapped up, and I had it delivered wrapped, and she was happy as a pig in shit. That was like I had given her the best fucking present ever. So she's not bad. It's just that, like, I mean, I get it. I come in, and everything needs painted, and it doesn't look great. I admit that. You come to my house, you're like, man, kind of dingy. I'm like, that's because I haven't had the chance to fucking take 4 or 5 days to paint the kitchen. And then another 3 or 4 days to do the living room, and then I would have to get the big vaulted ceiling. I was like, I just haven't done it, because the thing is, yes, the paint may look a little dingy and shit, but does it need to be painted? is it's like she gets upset, and I know why she gets upset about the cupboards, but I'll leave a cupboard open, and she's like, can you just close the cupboard? And I was like, is it costing us anything for that cupboard to be open? I just look at things a little differently. If it ain't broke, now there are a couple places I really do want to get. Now that we have animals, they've rubbed the paint off of certain things through their actions of playing and digging and scratching. And so there are a few places that the paint needs to be done. And I want to paint, I'd like to paint my daughter's room a color that she wants. But the fact is too, I'm not paying somebody to do it. And I got news for you. I don't want to fucking paint the goddamn bedroom. Because the fact is, I would have to cover everything. And every room in this house has a ceiling fan in it. Sometimes two. And they're just a pain in the ass, which reminds me, I've got to get the ladder out. I've got to clean the ceiling fans. All of them. I had to clean them once a year. They look pretty bad. So, I don't know, guys. Do you guys like these live feeds? Is this something you want to keep doing? Because if this isn't something... If this is not something you guys want to do, then I will take this time and I will turn it around and turn it back into shooting and editing videos. Ooh, curry. So, because I mean, I see that there's people, I see almost the same, traffic on these than I do on the other ones. Well, see, there we go. Okay, because like I said, I want to ask you guys. I trusted fart. I didn't trust it too far, though. I was like, ooh. I told, so I had, the wife made curry. She made beef curry the other night. And I still got curry farts, and they're not pleasant. But she made it, and the next day I woke up, and I took a shit. Like, it was later in the afternoon. I took a curry shit. I told her, I was like, I just took a curry shit. I was like, I wonder why it takes so long for a curry shit to come through, because it pretty much looks coming out like it did going in. Curry is delicious, but it looks like, it's just baby shit on fucking rice. That's what it looks like. Turn that off. I don't need that on. What was that? I only do it if I like. Well, I like it. And the fact is, though, like I said, this channel is more you guys' channel at this point. There's 3,000 of you and only one of me. Well, 4,000 now. 4,000 subscribers. And so, like, but we can, because I started doing the premieres. So we do the interaction, that one where I was at Matt's house. Matt got me stoned, and then we were in a live feed, and fucking Fuzzy Dunlop's like, Nico said something about his mom, and Fuzzy was like, my mom's dead. And then it got real quiet in the chat, and I was like, ooh, ooh. I was like, ooh, hey, fucking, let's see how Nico handles this. And then Nico comes back on. Apparently he was cooking. That's why he didn't respond immediately. It got real quiet. Then after Fuzzy was like, yeah, I was just joking. I was like, oh, I figured you were. But Matt was like, oh, good, because I wanted to say, maybe that's why she didn't move around too much. He was fighting it. He was like, oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do the basketball thing. And that was the funniest live feed or live chat. And then I don't think everybody realizes it. You can, if you go in and you watch it on your phone or on a computer, there's a little bar that lets you rewatch the live chat during the video. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I thought that shit just disappeared. I was like, oh man, I wish that the live chat would stay, but it does. I was like, oh wow, you can do that. So on the bottom bar, you click on it, right? Like if you've got it in portrait mode, and you look and you can see like you can look at the description right there. It says view live chat, and I was like, oh wow. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm one of those weird people. I very rarely watch YouTube on my phone or on the computer. When I watch YouTube, it's gonna be on my PS4. And I look at my analytics, and only 2%, 1 or 2% of all of my total views every month is done on a gaming platform. And I'm like, that's weird. You would think as many people that use their PS3 and their PS4 as a home entertainment center, that's where you would see most of that. But I forgot most people aren't like me. Most people don't spend their entire entertainment time that they're not working. Because I watch Netflix on my phone at the workbench. But not everybody just does not watch TV. They watch, yeah, see, so you wouldn't be able to see it. So, ooh, there's another one. Merry Christmas. I only watch YouTube. After I'm done, I usually only watch YouTube. And I don't watch knife channels. I don't watch anything about steel. Like everybody's like, oh, did you see this person's video? I was like, no, I didn't. I do enough stuff with knives that by the time, unless I'm specifically researching something, by the time I get done fucking working all day, I don't want to look at fucking knife stuff. I look at goofy shit and chemistry videos. Like I'll watch fucking dash cam stuff because there's nothing funnier. Or I watch Donut Operator or fucking police just destroying fucking sovereign citizens and shit like that because that's fucking funny. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I've got to get this stuff. I got to change. I'm not going up to the shop in my nicer t-shirts and things like that. I got to change, put on some grubby shit because I'm gonna fuck some stuff up. Yeah, I mean the live chat from not live feeds. I'm talking about the premieres. So like the actual video, like the Jim Skelton video I did yesterday, which I've got to get that packed up and sent back off to Jim. And then I've got to get a hold of PVK Knives and find out Jeremiah still is trying to send me those knives. He has not gotten back in touch with me. So I will see you guys later. There probably isn't going to be anything else come up today. I'm going to be at the shop working on stuff. And if I can get everything done, then I'm going to take Saturday off. So, guys, if you need your shit sharpened, I'm waiting. I really am, like, right now's the perfect time. So when Barry's stuff gets here, it goes right to the head of the line because by the time Barry's stuff shows up, my bench will be empty. I did work real hard. I think I just wound up working so hard and didn't realize that I had gotten myself to a point where I was going to be out of stuff to do. I actually wore a hole in my finger where I was rubbing against the stone. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm gonna get changed. I gotta take the dog out quick and then make a run up to the shop. And I have to pick up her medicine and something for my wife. There was something she wanted done while I was up there.